Hello once again, Guy, and this is the last part of our slider game. So in this part we will be doing or implementing the check button. So first of all, the user presses on the new value, he gets a new value. He has now to slides this slider to get an approximate value. Um, and then after guessing an approximate value for this slider, he presses on the check button. Now it's supposed to load, but I decided to cover the progress bars later on, so I'll be skipping this part, and whenever the user presses on the check, the result will be updated instantly, and it will give correct or wrong depending on the matching or of these two values. So we have to implement the check button method, and it is located over here. So first of all, this is a text, is a string, not an integer, and this my slider dot value will give us a float number, not an integer. So what shall we do to get things right? Well, first of all, we have to convert this one to integer and this one to integer. And to do this, okay, I'll be showing you this later on, but first of all, I want to tell you one thing about floats and doubles. Do not use floats and doubles in comparison. Do not compare two float numbers, because you will be getting an error for that. You can not an actual error, but you will never get the desired output because floats are too tricky. So use integers, and I will not get into more details about that. So I want to compare these two numbers. Let's just uh, declare two integers called m and n. Okay. Now let m be the integer value of the text. How can we do this? Now what is the name of this text? Right click on that and it is called my new value. So open a square bracket, my new value, and the method for that is called my new value dot text int value, and this one would return an integer value of this text. So in this case it will return 0. So let's see. Okay, so m now is holding the value of this text as an integer. Now let's create n, and in our case n is the slider value. So slider, it was called my slider dot value. Okay, now this is a float and this is an integer, so I guess this can be casted implicitly, which is without telling that this is actually I want to cast it to an integer, then assign it, since integers are less than floats. And I think that you're familiar with this casting thingy. So we have now m and n. M is holding the integer value of the text over here, and n is holding the value of the slider. Now I have to compare m and n. If m equals to n, then display correct on this result. This is called my result. So if this is equal, my result dot text should show correct. Else my result dot text equals wrong. Okay, so I guess this is okay. I run it to ensure that this is correct and everything is working fine. But this is a too hard game since it has to be an accurate. Okay, let's press new value 67, and I drag this to be 67. I'll get the correct answer. If it was any other value like 46, I'll get wrong. Okay, this is a bit hard for the user of this game, because this is too precise. It has to be 67, not 68, not 69, not any other value. So if I hide this label and I press on new value 37, this would be very hard to guess. Let's try. Wrong, wrong. Okay, I will be getting a lot of wrong answer. Oh, I've got the correct answer. That was weird. So 15, this will be very hard to guess. So instead of making it, oh, I'm still at 20s. So instead of making it strictly equals in my code, I can give it some space. So I can say that if m is less or equals from n minus 3, or, sorry, not or, and, wait a second, if m is greater or equal than n minus 3 and m is less or equal than n plus 3, then I'll be getting a correct answer. So this is pretty much a bounding thing. I'm bounding my answer or I'm telling the user you will get a correct answer if it wasn't that precise. So 68 can be any value between 65 and 71, let's say, will give a correct answer. So 67 will give a correct answer. 66, sorry, will give a correct answer. Now 70 will give a correct answer. 75 will get a wrong answer. So let's hide the hint thingy and press on new value. 57. Now this would be easier to guess. 57, I got it correct from the first time. 48, it's nearly over here. A little bit correct, but it's actually 45. My answer was 45, but it will give a correct answer since it's plus or minus 3 the difference. So this is all for our sorry, this is all for our slider game, and you can enhance the design a little bit and actually sell this application. Hope you enjoyed this slider game, and we will be covering a lot of more interesting facts or more interesting headlines later on. See you guys, and please subscribe to my channel and comment, leave some comments so I know that if I'm doing a good job or I'm sucking at it. Goodbye.